Good morning and welcome back to the Weekend Gardener as we head towards autumn. Things in the garden are starting to slow down a little bit, so it's time to get ready for next season. I want to sort out the netted area on the main plot. At the moment all that's in there is the raspberries and a few fruit bushes. I didn't really get much of a yield off, so I'm thinking of removing the fruit bushes. I've got some pallet collars, and because that's a netted area I might use that to grow some brassicas and things next year. And as I'm giving up the second plot, I just want to get that tidied up as best I can today. I'm not going to be doing a huge amount because I've got a little bit of a cold and I'm finding it a little bit of a struggle to keep going. There's lots of things I want to do, but I don't think I'll be able to. So I'm just going to take it easy today and get the second plot as tidy as I can, and then see if I can take some of the green waste and use it to fill the new pallet collars. So I'll just get on with that now, have myself a nice cup of tea first, and then we can get going. These are all the pallet collars that I managed to collect. I've got 13 in total. I'm going to use those inside the netted area. I've got some damp proof membrane to wrap around the insides to keep them dry and hopefully make them last a few seasons longer, but I won't be doing that today. So I'm just going to head up to the second plot now and get started. As you'll be able to see, the wildflower garden has well and truly gone wild. All the poppies have died off. I'm going to keep the seed heads, spread them along the borders by the road, just to hopefully get some of those coming through next year, make it look a little bit better, but it's just totally overgrown. I'm struggling to get to the raised planters. The rhubarb's completely blocking the path, and there's just bits of plastic and paper and all sorts everywhere, so I just want it tidied up as best I can. Thornless blackberry, I'm going to be taking one of these with me to the other plot, just got to decide where to put it yet. I definitely want to keep one of those. Broccoli in here, still doing well, not any signs of any broccoli on it yet. And then in this bed I'll just put in some carrots and peas, but there's plenty of other weeds, and I think the local cats are just using it as a toilet, to be honest, so I'm going to tidy it up as best I can, then just cover it over. A lot of these flowers are dying off now, so I'll trim them back down and just sort this area out, because it's a nightmare walking up and down, falling over things all over the place. Well, it's been about an hour and a half and I'm really struggling at the moment, so I've done as much as I can. I've got the pathway cleared, I've filled up the compost bin, I've got a barrel full of stuff that I'm going to take up to the main plot and use to put into one of the raised beds. I don't like taking a lot of stuff from this plot because there's mare's tail on this one and there's not on the main plot, so I've made sure everything that I'm taking has got no mare's tail or mare's tail roots in it, so they should be okay to pop into the raised bed. So I'll just show you what I've done and then we'll go and fill the raised bed up. So I've just spent about an hour or so just weeding these 3 beds. It's a lot better. Actually some raspberries in there, but they couldn't outcompete the wildflowers. I've sorted out the rhubarb so you can get up and down the path now. So it's a nice steady walkway. Tidied up the raised beds. I'm going to be taking these black planters with me when I move. I've sorted out the cat litter tray. I'm just going to put a net over that shortly, and I've deadheaded all the flowers, and you can get up the walkway now, which is fantastic. That's all I've got up to really. It's been a bit of a struggle. I've just been taking my time nice and steady and taking plenty of breaks. So now we're going to take the wheelbarrow full of cuttings up to the main plot and get them into one of the raised beds. So while I'm here, the wife's asked for a couple of carrots to take home for lunch today, and these are the ones that I planted in the raised bed. I did the trick where I poke a hole with a stick, fill it up with compost and let the carrot grow down into it. Let's just see what we're getting out. As you can see, that is a beautiful straight long carrot. Just take another one out. Again, similar quality, so I'm just going to take 3 for now. I'll just sow them inside these cardboard pots, cut the bottom out, set them into the soil. As you can see, 3 pretty perfect carrots, no sign of any carrot root fly or anything on them, so they're going to be delicious for my dinner today. And there's plenty more to go in there. While I was down today, I spoke to a couple about taking on my plot and they've agreed. We've just got to sort out what's happening with the Ponley tunnel. But of all the people on the site, I really wanted them to have it because you can see how well kept their plot is. And in the middle of summer, it's really lovely on this plot. And I know that they're going to do exactly the same when they take over mine. They're up here every day without fail. And they really do put a lot of hard work into it. I didn't want my plot to go to someone who was just going to leave it and it was going to go abandoned and end up looking a mess. So I'd rather they take it. As you can see, they don't mind me filming. Got the seeds on the go for next year. Lots of raised beds. It's just a beautiful plot all round. Best plot on the site by far. So I hope they'll just look after the new one as well. I'm sure they will. Right, so let's get back up to my plot. I'm not sure if I showed you last week, but with these panic collars, what I've done is I've buried 2 half slabs and some bricks across the front and sides. Firstly, to level them off, and secondly, to keep the wood out of contact with the dirt, which has hopefully prolonged the life of the panic collars. I've lined them with a black damp-proof membrane. It's what they use for building. DPC, I think they call it. And I've just started dropping bits and bobs. They're the raspberry leaves that I've gone into there. This one here is nearly filled, and I've topped it off with some of my homemade compost. Just covered it over to let it rot down. And I'm going to put all the cuttings from today, drop them into here, and then maybe put a bucket of compost on top of them to get the worms in there, and I'm going to call it a day. So I've dropped in all the cuttings from earlier. I raked up some of the wood chip from the wood chip pile, so that's been at the bottom. It's been there for probably about 3 or 4 months. Still needs to break down, but I'm not going to be planting anything in this until next spring, so hopefully that'll break down a little bit more, and I'm going to put some of my homemade compost on top. That's me done for the day. I've not got a huge amount done, but hopefully next week I'll be feeling better so I can really crack on and get the plots sorted out. But I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.